Alright, gonna try this one again. Alright, gonna try this one again. I think that my computer wasn't working all that well. So if you have any questions, you can type them in the comment box. I think from the last one I had, do I spend too much time on the tricks? I think that not really, and I probably need to. It'd be better if I did. Hopefully the chat is enabled now. I think the chat should be available at this point. I might have to try the computer again if this doesn't work. Lots of technical difficulties. Alright, let's see if this is working. Spend as much time learning tricks as you did at first? I don't think so. I think that I mainly just stick to. I need to do more of them to try to do more of them to get better, but I've mainly just been sticking to the basics. But I try to learn some new ones. I mean, I'm learning the mic release now. I was able to get that one pretty quickly. It's just a matter of putting more time into it. When I was at a gym before COVID hit, before COVID hit, it was pretty difficult. But now that I have a good area and I've gotten used to not being able to go to the gym, I do a little bit more with the tricks. I think I'm having some problems with my internet. I think it's having too many devices next to the computer next to each other. So I'm going to go down to another part of the house. Looks like it's working a little bit better now that I got away from the Wi-Fi point. So let's check it out. Sorry about the technical difficulties. How did you get introduced to jumping? Yeah, that's a good one. I got introduced to jumping. I was trying to lose some weight. I had high cholesterol, and I was doing an intermittent fasting program, and part of that program had jump rope as an exercise. And so I had jump rope a little bit in the past. I did jump rope when I was a kid, but never competitively or anything like that. Just the jump rope for heart out at in my school and all that people do when they're younger for elementary school. So I did that, and it was good, but I never got into it. But then after I was doing that intermittent fasting program, I found out that I really liked it. It was a sustainable exercise, and so I just stuck with it. And then I got on YouTube and started finding different channels, and then found out that you can do a lot more than just the basic jump and the basic bounce and all that. You can do several other things. You can do the double unders, triple unders, all sorts of things. So that's kind of how I got into it, and ended up working out pretty well for me because it's a lot easier than running. It's a lot more sustainable than running, even though I still run. I still run like 4 miles once a week. My main cardio comes from jumping rope, and it's a lot more sustainable, I find, as I get older. So that's a good question. That's kind of how I got into jump rope. I didn't realize that there was such a big following for it and there were so many possibilities with it, but that's how I got into it. BG, thanks a lot. I appreciate it. A lot of people found jump rope during lockdown from COVID-19 because COVID-19 caused everybody to have to stay inside, and jump rope doesn't require a whole lot of room. And running can be difficult for people who are just trying to get in shape, and running, it's a good exercise, but people can kind of get bored with it. But with jump rope, you don't really need much. You just need a little bit of room, and that's all. So yeah, a lot of people got into it during lockdown. I know that cross rope, they took a huge they had a huge opportunity with this to go out. They were marketing like crazy, and they took advantage of an opportunity because nobody could go to the gym. But all you needed is 10 feet of space in your house or even outside, and you can use a jump rope, and you don't have to really do anything. But jump rope, you don't. If you run outside, I mean, you run away from your house, and then you have to run all the way back. And what if you get tired and you can't make it? You have to walk, and you're kind of out of luck there. But with jump rope, you can stay in your own area. It's very efficient. So a lot of people found it. I'm glad you found it, and I'm really glad you're enjoying the content. That makes me happy to hear that. I appreciate it. Let's see what we have. Another question from BG. I saw a video about jump rope collection. Yeah, I don't think I ever made a conscious choice to not have a beaded rope. I just never got one. But I probably should get one. So I'm going to be looking around to see what kind of beaded ropes I can get. But I've heard they're pretty good. A lot of people I follow, two main people I follow, Nick Woodard and Nate KG, they both use weighted rope. I'm not weighted ropes, beaded ropes quite often. So nothing wrong with beaded ropes. I just never really thought about getting one. Let's see. Um, I saw your elementary school teacher, and she remembered you jumping rope for the jump rope program in school. Yeah, yeah, I remember jump rope. The jump rope for heart. That was a great thing. And who knew? I don't know how long it's been. 20 plus years later that I'd be doing it and have such a passion for it. It's pretty funny how things work, right? Do you have a favorite move or combination of moves? Yeah, my favorite move is by far the side swing. That's my favorite move because there are so many different ways you can use it. You can use it as a cool down, you can use it as a warm up, you can use it when you're tired and you feel like you can't jump over the rope as many times as you want to, and you can use it as a transition into other moves. It's probably the most versatile and probably the best jump rope move out there, and I really love that move because there's so much you can do with it, and you can just keep it going. If you see my video about how to jump like Deontay Wilder, you'll see that that double side swing is probably one of the best moves out there to, if you get tired, to keep moving and to just keep your heart rate up. The worst thing you can do when you're exercising is just stop. So the side swing is a great move if you want something in the interim between full-fledged jumping and not jumping at all. So definitely the side swing. As far as a combination of moves, I think that probably my favorite is a trick that I learned from Buddy Lee. I call it I don't know what he calls it, but I call it the lasso plus the kickback move. I have a tutorial on that on the channel. It's a fairly advanced move, but if you can learn it, it's really fun to do. It involves taking the rope under your leg, wrapping it around your arm, and then rotating in a 180-degree turn to where the rope is released off of your arm, and then put you in a position to kick the rope back over you, which is a really great move. I remember the first time I saw him do it on video, I knew it would be difficult to learn that move, but I learned it anyway. And it's definitely my favorite combination because it involves two different moves, which is nice. Let's see. I think that I've answered all the questions so far. If you have any other questions, don't be shy. Now that I finally have my internet going, or however I'm streaming this. All right. Yeah, the side swing is a solid move. And a lot of people, I think there's not a lot of people, but I think people who are just starting to think that the side swing doesn't have a purpose. That's just a flashy move, but it's really not. With the side swing, especially if you use a weighted rope, I mean, you're working your shoulders, you're working your arms, you're working everything. So that's good. You're working pretty much everything there, and that's why I like the side swing. It's just such a versatile move. Thanks a lot. I appreciate it, BG. 100,000. It's not. I mean, compared to the huge channels, they probably get like 100,000 views in one day. But everybody's got to start small, and you can't. Everyone is any big channel was always at a point where they were getting not as many views as they were now. But The point is to be able to celebrate the milestones that you do have and not compare with others. Yeah, you know what I mean? But you got to celebrate. That's one thing that I've learned in the past 3 years with losing the weight, getting my cholesterol down, going through going through a pretty tough business failure and all the things that have come with that is whenever you get down in life, or even if you're not down in life, you have to find out to you have to find a way to celebrate your achievements, even if you had achieved it before but something happened in your life to get you back down. So for instance, you had been in good shape before, something happens, and you started getting in bad shape again, which is what happened to me. And then you get back to the weight that you were beforehand. You celebrate those things because of what it took and because of the mindset change that you had. So, yeah, I say all that to say that just because just because someone else might have achieved something much more quickly than you had, you don't know their whole story. So you have to remember what it took for you to get there and celebrate those things. So that's why I do the celebration question and answer, because it's good to recognize the achievements, but it's also good to show gratitude and to give back to the people who make it possible for you to get to where you get to. Because man, in life, the one another thing I learned is you can't get anywhere without the help of other people. I wouldn't be here with this YouTube channel if people weren't watching the videos or if people weren't subscribing. And the same goes for anybody really, a famous music artist like Jay-Z or Nas or Eminem or anybody like that, anybody who's sold a whole lot of records and stuff like that, they wouldn't be anywhere if people weren't buying their albums. And they all know that. But it's something that a lot of people don't realize is that you can't get anywhere without the help and support of other people. The way that life is, you just can't. Sorry, I went on a rant there, but let's see what we got. Found the channel through Reddit. I appreciate it. Yeah, Reddit's a good platform to talk and discuss and everything. Let's see. BG likes the channel more than other dudes. Yeah, there's I think the one thing, and I appreciate that. I think the one to remember on YouTube is that there are a lot of people on YouTube, and there are a lot of people who watch YouTube. I think that, I mean, millions of hours of videos are uploaded onto YouTube every day, and there are a lot of choices, even in the jump rope space. I mean, you have jump rope dudes. The two most popular in my mind are jump rope dudes, Rush Athletics. You have Jump 15, he's pretty popular. You have, I think, McFit Method out there too. There are a lot of people in the jump rope space that you can choose from, and I think that every one of them has their own individual strength. But for me, I would say that, and I appreciate the authenticity comment because that's where I try to come from. I'm not really a flashy, gregarious person. I'm not over the top. I'm not going to be out there. I'm going to be fully clothed when I'm jumping. I'm not going to be out there with no shirt on. No disrespect to people who do that. I'm not going to be, that's just not me. I'm not going to be out there jumping rope with women dancing beside me like I've seen other jump rope channels do. That's just not me. I'm a married man. Even if I wasn't married, I wouldn't be doing stuff like that. And so I mean the only video I have without my shirt on is to show the change that you can have with jump rope and the change that your body can undergo with the fasting and the nutrition and all that. But yeah, no disrespect to people who are doing stuff like that. That's just their strength. That's their personal style. But yeah, I do appreciate the authenticity comment because that's where I try to come from, especially with the reviews. I try to I try to bring you the honest 100% opinion that I have with the reviews, and that's why I don't do the sponsorships or anything like that. Like the rhythm rope, he sent me his rope for free, but he sent me his rope because he was interested in getting feedback and improving his product. And he's a smaller business out there. He's not as popular, but I think he probably could be because his rope is excellent. But that's why I don't do the sponsorships or anything like that. I try to give you the 100% honest opinion because when I first started out, I didn't know much about the different types of jump ropes and I just went out there kind of blind. So I appreciate the comment though. And let me check out the top chat. How long can you jump rope continuously? That's actually a good question. I mean, all these questions are good, but that's a good one. I think the longest I've jumped consecutively was like 45 minutes. And I've done that I think twice on Instagram. I think one time I did it on Facebook, one time I did it on Instagram. And I need to do more of those. I've been thinking about doing some to remember some people who passed away, like Breonna Taylor, with that recent decision there that was kind of tough for a lot of people, including me, to stomach. So doing some different kind of remembrance jumps. I did that for the September 11th for the four planes that went down. But yeah, the 45 minutes is my longest time. But after that, I really didn't feel all that tired. My main the main obstacle that I have with jumping rope for that long is, to be quite honest with you, getting bored. Is is actually getting bored because when I was doing the 45 minutes or my mat moving around, I didn't feel tired at all, especially if I use a lighter rope. And you can get there. I mean, it just takes a while of jumping for your legs to get used to it and everything like that. Mom, thanks a lot. I appreciate the comment there. Lola J, thanks a lot. I appreciate the thumbs up. BG, collab with Punk Rope and have your own rope. Yeah, I'll probably see if I can talk to Tim Haft about that. He's the owner. Punk Rope is a great brand. They do a lot of work in their community in New York City. They do a lot of good work in their community. I'll just put it at that. So that's a great company to go with, and they could sell their ropes for a lot more if they wanted to, but they're not interested in that. They're more interested in giving back to their community and making the world a better place. So that's why I have a lot of respect for Tim and Shayna and Heather for their willingness to constantly give back to other people. That's why I really like punk rope a lot. Let's see. What are the origins of jump rope? Do you know who invented it? Yeah, jump rope came from, I think it's been around since ancient Egypt is when is ancient Egyptians invented it. I mean, it's been thousands of years. I can't remember the exact date, but I think it was before Christ. So probably, man, probably like 4 or 5 thousand years ago. And I think it was done as kind of a dance, as a ritual dance or something. And then I think that people started to see the benefits of it. I remember when I met Buddy Lee, he explained it, and it's in his book. It's in his book that I have of his. He explains it, but you can find. I'm sure I left some things out, so you can find the more accurate history behind jump rope on probably Wikipedia or Google. But I think I've nailed the summary points of it though. But that's a good question. Let me see. Yeah, how do you avoid repetitive muscle use injuries? Do you do warm up and cool down? Yeah, that's a good one. Before I do the workouts, especially on the live workouts, what I do is I do the stretching, the dynamic warm up stretch. And you can see them in, I think at this point I have like 100 live workouts up. So maybe more than that. So I do that in I think 99% of my videos in the beginning. What I do is the dynamic warm up stretch that I learned from a physical therapist when we lived in Virginia and I was having trouble with my knee, and that really helped out. And then another thing I learned from this channel that I follow called Strength Side. This guy named Josh from Strength Side, he has an awesome YouTube channel. He's got a ton of followers and subscribers over there, and he deserves every single one of them because he has all these great mobility exercises. Sitting in the squat. It's sitting in the squat is hard to do, especially if you're not very flexible, but if you put in the work to practice sitting in the squat for like 20 or 30 seconds every day, you will get better and you'll start to notice the benefits. So the dynamic warm up exercise, sitting in the squat, and then 1 minute of shadow jumping, kind of like a shadow jump, ollie shuffle without the rope. That's my warm up, and for a cool down, what I'll do is I'll just walk. I'll just walk around for a cool down. But I probably should do some stretching, like sitting in the squat as well. So I might add that to the routine. Great question. Let's see. I think the future is probably. I think people are kind of flirting with the future already. They're doing the Bluetooth jump ropes that can count your jumps and can immediately feed the data into your app or your phone or however, whatever you use to track it. I think that's something that's probably going to get better. I know there's some jumping apps out there that people are using to help track their jumping data, which is good. I think that probably there's been a lot of people that have been. I mean, look at Buddy Lee for instance, inventing a more technical jump rope with a lot more technology on it with the swivel bearing system. I think that's gonna improve. I think it's good now, but that'll probably improve as time goes on. And then what else? I think that's probably it. The Anything having to do with the smart jump rope, I think that's going to continue to improve. There already are some Bluetooth jump ropes out there. I just don't think that they've been all that successful because the technology is probably a little immature and there might not be a huge market for it, but as soon as there becomes more of a demand for it, I think that these companies are going to invest some research and development money, more research and development money, and spend more money in trying to develop that technology. Jumping rope definitely helps weight loss, but do you feel it's also helped your all around coordination? Yeah, absolutely. I'll say this. I mean, I remember there's been several times where it's helped my reactions too, but there's been several times where I've been trying to get something in the kitchen or working in my office or something like that, and something falls down off of a shelf and I catch it immediately. And I can definitely credit that to jump rope. Being able to quickly react and turn the rope and everything associated with that. I think that's a definite advantage. I think being able to stop and start moving is an advantage. The increased footwork, yeah, all of it. Coordination is one of the things that come with jump rope because I remember when I was learning this one move called it's a combination between the heel toe and the side swing, and I just could not get it. And then because it takes a lot of coordination, then finally I got it. So it's being able to move more than one part of your body together in synergy, which is really important. So yeah, absolutely, it's helped my coordination tremendously. Let's see. Yeah, Bruce Lee. Yeah, he probably did jump rope. There's probably some footage out there. Pretty much every martial artist or boxer is going to at least be a mediocre rope skipper in some way. You're going to have people who are better than others. Like Floyd Mayweather is probably one of the better ones. Actually, Brian Valoria is probably the best that I've seen, the best boxer slash martial artist that I've seen with a jump rope. Floyd Mayweather is pretty good. Mike Tyson in his time, Mike Tyson was really good. Sugar Ray Leonard, Sugar Ray Robinson, all of them. All of them are gonna have some kind of competency with a jump rope. It's just it goes hand in hand. Even before Roger Mayweather passed away, he was even in an interview saying that jump rope was the most important key to boxing and martial arts. Yeah, let's see. That's a good question from Gus. Do you use shoes that specifically bought just to jump rope, or do you use regular shoes? Yeah, those shoes I was using, I don't use boxing shoes or anything like that. I use regular low top tennis shoes. I don't think, I think that boxing shoes are probably okay to use. I've never tried them before, but I've seen people use them before, and they seem to work really well. I've just never taken the time to try it. Kind of like the beaded rope. I've just never taken the time to try beaded rope. It doesn't mean that it's wrong or anything like that. But the shoes that I jump in right now that I've been jumping in for probably the past like 6 months are Brooks Ghost 12s. And I chose Brooks because I've been having a little bit of trouble with my knee, and Brooks has a lot more cushion and it has more shoe there, if you will. I've been jumping with Asics before that, and Asics is okay, but I think that that was one of the reasons why I was having some trouble because it just there wasn't enough support. Brooks is a great running shoe, but I found that the Brooks Ghost 12s or any Brooks shoes really are good for me because of my knee. I mean, my knee is it doesn't hold me back from doing anything, but sometimes it does kind of hurt a little bit. And with Brooks, the pain has gone down significantly, along with doing the sitting and the squat and different knee strengthening exercises like calf raises and things like that. All right. Yeah, the great boxers, yeah, they're all of them are good. Even Joe Louis back in the 30s, there's footage of him jumping rope because Joe Louis is my favorite boxer ever. I think he's the best boxer to ever live. I think better than Muhammad Ali. A lot of people might disagree with that, which is fine, but I think Joe Louis is probably the best. And there's a lot of footage of him jumping rope back when he fought in the 30s and the 40s. Best jump rope to yeah, best jump rope to go by purpose. Let's see. Good question there. I think with the I'd say as far as double unders go, I would probably say either probably the cross rope bolt with the 1 ounce attachment. 3 ounce attachment is good. The 1 ounce attachment is good. I'd say the cross rope bolt. What else? The Buddy Lee supersonic speed rope is a good one for double unders. And even though I've just been using it for the past couple, probably 2 weeks, the rhythm rope is a good one for double unders. Very smooth, easy to use. It's smooth, light, but it also has good weight to it. So that's probably double for double unders. I'd say that As far as budget ropes, a rope that is good for under $10, punk rope all the way. No, nothing better out there. $9. I haven't had one break on me yet. So budget rope would be the punk rope. Let's see. So for weighted ropes, I gotta say cross rope is probably the best. I think that the probably the best product that they've come out with as far as that goes is their old school one, is the Get Lean, the one that everybody has. That is a wonderful jump rope set, the 4 and the 8 ounce. It does the job. For freestyle ropes, I think that I put out a video on this in the 5 jump ropes I've ever used, but it's a close tie between it's a close one between the Elite SRS Pro Freestyle, Freestyle Pro or Pro Freestyle, and the Buddy Lee Rope Master. Those are both fantastic freestyle ropes. BG, hey, thanks a lot. I'll see you later. Thank you for your support and thanks for tuning in. I'd say, yeah, and for short handle ropes, punk rope is good and it's cheap and it does a great job there. Yeah, I appreciate the feedback on the boxer shoe because I was gonna try it, but now I don't think I will after reading that. I might try it anyway, but yeah, I think that the tennis shoes, because I've tried jumping in basketball shoes before, and it's tough to get any kind of maneuverability because they cover your ankle, which supports your ankle, but it covers it. Let's see, what do we got? Yeah, yeah, you can save the video, Lola J, and definitely check out the brands. I have all the ropes that I mentioned, I have reviews on the channel about, so check it out. Origin of Heaven, good to see you. I don't think there is too much cushion necessary for a mat. I mean, there can't really be because if you're jumping, because there's not really all that much cushion on a wooden gym floor or a other type of gym floor. So I don't think there needs to be too much cushion. I'm not an expert or anything like that. And there's a lot of people out there saying that it's okay to jump on concrete now too. So I don't know. I think if you have a mat, it doesn't need to be all that thick because if it's going to be thick and it's going to slow your movement down. And one thing that I did find is jumping on a gym floor that has too much give on it is going to hurt your hips. It was hurting my hips. So I had to stop because I had a ton of workouts in my old garage where we used to live. And mean, I was sinking into that padding. And so I had to stop, and that's when I got another mat with less give. So you just want less give, but you want a little bit of protection, if that makes sense. I don't think that, jump rope, yeah, you can measure it by speed, by revolutions, how many revolutions you can get per second. Yeah. But if you're just starting out, you just want to be able to turn the rope. You want to be able to do 100 revolutions in a row without tripping up. Once you can do that, then I think you've been able to get past the revolutions per second. Yeah, that's how they would describe it. Yeah, origin of heaven. Yeah, they're saying that a lot of people jump on concrete and let's see, Twitch. Nah, I don't even. I need to get better at technology and all that. Twitch, I gotta find that out. I gotta research that. I'm gonna take that down on my notepad. Let's see. Tips for the double on to the crossover double. Caleb, are you talking about the double under crossover or the switch cross? If you could if you could verify that for me so that I can help you get an answer. Nah, I haven't tried the caboose. That's another, because my mom had asked earlier on if I was doing tricks, and I need to get back more into it just to give myself a challenge. I can't do the caboose yet, but I will try it. That's a good question though. Jump with ease. Okay, Caleb, you clarified for me. I appreciate that. Yeah, it is all about technique over speed. The speed doesn't come without the technique for sure. Okay, yeah, you're talking about the double under crossover. Okay. Yeah, that's not an easy move. It really isn't. It took me, oh, I think I tried it and then I stopped and took a break from it and then I tried it again and I didn't get that move. I had been jumping rope since May 2018 and I didn't get the double under crossover consistently until December of 2018. So you're a lot better off than me if you can get five. So what I would recommend is that you're doing the Floyd Mayweather style, one where you cross on the way up and uncross on the way down. That's probably the best way to do it. And the best tip I can think of is you have to keep your wrists flexible. And you don't want to be doing this. You want to be doing this with your wrists to cross the rope. Because if you're moving too much, then it's going to make the move more inefficient, and then you're just not going to be able to do that many. And so you should start crossing. I have a tutorial on the channel on this one that goes into more detail that I would recommend that you check out. A lot of people said it's helped them. But if you're crossing on the way up, then you want to start crossing the rope before you actually jump. And it's difficult to get the timing. But once you get the timing down, it's all about timing. Once you get the timing down, then you'll be able to get more than five in a row. I think the best I was able to do is to, I've done over 100 in a row before. That's my best advice for that one. But check out the tutorial, definitely. I'll have to check out that Chinese jump rope, definitely. Okay. Yeah, you wanna start with the double under, definitely. I'd recommend doing it just like Floyd Mayweather does it. He does one double under, he does one double under, and then he goes right into the double under crosses. So one regular double under to get his timing and to get his bearings, and then he goes into the double under cross. Trying to see what time it is now. I had some technical difficulties in the beginning. I don't think there I don't think there are any jump rope video games that I know of. I don't really play too many video games. Let's see. I used to play video games back in the day, but not so much anymore. The timing, well, it depends on how you do your double unders. If you are a person who does their double unders by jumping high, and rotating your wrists more slowly, then the timing won't really change all that much. But if you're someone who does double unders by doing quick wrist rotations and not jumping as much, then yeah, the timing is going to change because you're going to have to jump a little bit higher on the double under cross than you would on a regular double under. If you're doing CrossFit style double unders where you're turning your wrist really quickly, then you're probably the timing is going to be a little bit different. The rush double unders, yeah. But I don't know. I don't know if the timing will change or not. I haven't really seen a video of him doing any double unders lately. But I'm pretty sure he learned how to do all that stuff from Floyd Mayweather's fight hype video anyway. Yeah, my mom still jumps and but I kind of taught myself. I taught myself through YouTube and watching Buddy Lee videos. I did tune in to Rush Athletics in the beginning and I learned a lot of the basics from him. He's got some good tutorials on his channel. But I wanted to jump like Buddy Lee. I think that 10 to 15 minutes a day is probably good. 10 to 15 minutes a day is good. But if you start to get injuries and stuff like that, you should take a rest. If you're just starting out, a lot of people get shin splints when they're just starting out because they're trying to do too much. So you gotta listen to your body. If you're starting to get shin splints, you want to take a break. Hopefully the sound is getting better. Maybe I need to. Yeah, thanks a lot for tuning in. I appreciate it. I think I gotta speak up so the sound. I just started doing videos on my live videos on my phone now because it's a lot better than the computer, as we could see. And I think it was actually Caleb, the musician, that said that the sound quality was terrible from the computer. And I appreciate the constructive criticism. That was great because you turned me on to a new way to do videos, which I needed to do. Sometimes I wish more people would tell me when something isn't good so that I know what to change. Because when you get going down into these videos and you're focused on putting out videos, there's some things that you just miss. So I appreciate it. I don't know if Caleb the musician is still on, but I appreciate you giving me the constructive criticism. That was good of you. I appreciate that because that's how you improve. I broadcast videos. I broadcast videos. I think. Well, I do two every 2 days during the week. I do the live workouts, and then I'll do these question and answers whenever something big happens on the channel. So I'll do those question and answers like this one to show my gratitude to people who have viewed and people who have subscribed and people who are just coming in. Yeah, I do the live workouts at 6:45 Eastern time during the week, and I'll do them. So I'll do 2 days on, 1 day off to rest and all that. Yeah, 6:45 Eastern time, Eastern Standard Time, so New York City time. So you can tune into that. And yeah, I do some videos on the nutrition that I use. Yeah, it's in the morning, 6:45 in the morning, a.m. Because I start work early, so I try to get it out of the way. Okay, yeah, so it'll be 6:45 for you as well. Oh, I do nutrition type workouts as well, and not workouts, but nutrition kind of videos. I have a lot of those on the channel as well. I don't think those are as popular with people, but I try to put them up there because nutrition is really the key. You can jump rope all the time, but if your nutrition isn't good for 80% of the time, then you are really not going to make too many gains. You might make a little bit, but if your nutrition is on point 80% of the time, you'll make a lot better gains. Hey, Frank, thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. Johnson, how do you avoid lower back pain after jumping rope? Foam roller, that helps. I have a video on foam rolling, one video. And there's a foam rolling exercise that I didn't put on there, but it involves rolling your whole back up to your shoulders across the foam roller. Foam rolling, checking your shoes. If your shoes are old and they've been worn down, you might want to get new shoes. New shoes make a huge difference. I found that out because one day when I got new shoes, my knee just started getting way better. Hey, thanks a lot, Lola J. Appreciate you tuning in. I appreciate your questions. Thanks a lot. All right. Thanks, Nullify. I appreciate it. So Johnson, yeah, that's how I would avoid it. New shoes and foam rolling and stretching. Nullify, thanks a lot. I appreciate it. Thanks. I try to bring the best reviews I can. All right, see you later. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Get up and walk around a little bit. That's the good thing about doing live videos from the phone is you can walk around. Let me get some water. If you have any questions, feel free to answer. Or, I mean, not answer. Feel free to ask them. I'm just going to get some water. Nice day out today. Oh, Frank, I'm sorry, man. I forgot. I saw your question, Frank. I'm going to get to it. So, for footwork, I would try shadow jumping without the rope. So if you're trying to get the boxer step, just do the boxer step without the rope. And that should help. Shadow jumping helps out a lot of people. It helped me out when I was trying to get the heel toe side swing, or the side swing heel toe down. That helped me out. So I would say shadow jumping. And I do a lot of shadow jumping in my live videos. So just do the move that you're trying to do, just do it without the rope. And I think that for me, I couldn't even, when I first started, it was tough to even do the boxer step, but I just kept trying, tripped up a lot. That's one thing is you'll trip quite often, but that's okay. You're welcome, Frank. A. Johnson. Yeah, double unders are not too easy. I think the number one thing with double unders is in the beginning, I feel like you need to jump as probably as high as you can, higher than you think you'll need to, and then rotate your wrists. You're going to rotate your wrists a little bit more slowly. Another thing that's good, and I learned this from jump rope dudes when I first started jumping, is when you rotate your wrists, you want to do one strong rotation and then just kind of let your wrist rotate on the second one. You don't want to do two strong ones because then it might throw off your timing. That's one of the best things I've actually learned from jump rope dudes during their double under tutorial. It was actually a really good technique that I took from them. Yeah, that's probably the most beneficial thing I learned from their channel. So I'd say that I have a double under tutorial on the channel, so check that out. I think I have over 250 videos now on the channel. So there's double unders, there's a double under cross. I have a tutorial on that, so check that out. But that's what I would say is you got to jump a little bit higher than normal, and then as your timing gets better, then you'll get better at it. But also just do some regular jumps, do a regular jump, do like 3 or 4 regular jumps, then do one double under, and then do 3 or 4 regular jumps, then try to do 2 double unders in a row. Don't kick your feet back. Kicking your feet back is just going to make your movements more inefficient, and it's not sustainable over the long term to kick your feet back. Plus you might injure yourself if you do that. So jump up and down kind of like you're on a pogo stick. Just jump straight up, straight down, straight up and straight down. Jimmy, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. If you have any questions, just type them in. James, any beginner tips for running crossovers? Yeah, make sure that your rope is a little bit longer. If your rope should be, this is a move that's going to require your rope being a little bit longer, especially if you're just starting off. You want your rope to come up for the handles, the bottom of the handles to come up to your shoulder when you stand on the rope. And also another thing you want to do is, it's just like the double under crossover. When you're crossing your arms, you don't want to cross like this. You want to cross like this. Your wrist should be kind of in a fluid motion, so you should be going like this. All the rotation should be coming from your wrists. Your arms should follow what your wrists are doing. So if your wrists are doing this, your arms are following, right? That's the best thing to do. And also you can, this is a jump rope move where you want to bend slightly forward so that you can decrease your profile so that the rope can pass over you. The main thing with the crossover is you want to essentially be able to mimic what the rope looks like when you're doing a regular jump. So when your arms are crossed, the rope should look relatively the same, and this would be a concave shape coming up and coming down as it would when you're jumping regularly. So that's what you're doing. You're doing your best to create space to get through the rope. If you think about it that way, then you want to have your arms as far across your body as possible to make but just enough to make room for you to get through the rope. And also, you always want to stay on the balls of your feet. You don't want to go back on your heels at all. James, let's see. Yeah, if your legs are hurting, there could be a lot of. No problem, James. Appreciate it. And I do have a tutorial on the channel about the running crossover if you want to check it out. You can definitely check that out. And it should help. It's pretty short. It's only about 9 minutes long, and I go into a lot more detail. about it on there, but I gave a pretty detailed answer. So I hope that helps. James, or Jimmy, sorry, Jimmy. My leg got hurt. Am I doing something wrong? I'm not sure. I have to see a video of what you're doing. But there's a lot of reasons why you could be hurting. If you're just starting out, your body might not be used to what's happening. So it might be reacting, and it might be reacting in a way of asking, why are you exercising me if I haven't been exercising in a while? I'm not sure if you just started exercising or you just started jumping rope. Another thing is your shoes. You may want to, if you're jumping in an old pair of shoes that you haven't replaced your shoes in a few months, you may want to consider getting a really good pair of shoes, like over maybe $100 pair of running shoes. I know I spend my Brooks Ghost 12s are well over $100, and it's expensive, but it keeps me performing at the level that I need to perform at, and more importantly, it keeps me from getting injured. So having good shoes is something that you want to consider. Maybe platform on, well, let's see. I mean, if you can, I would try to jump on a wooden surface like a basketball court or something like that, where it's a neutral surface where it doesn't where it's not absorbing much of your body. Like concrete, a lot of people say concrete is bad to jump on. I think some people say it is, some people say it isn't. I don't know if there's proof if there is or not. I know I've said in the past that it's not good to jump on concrete. Some people say it is, some people say it's not. But yeah, if you want to go for a gym floor or a basketball court, I think that might be better. Also, I mean, you may not, if your calves are hurting, it may just be that you're jumping too much and you need to use a foam roller and you need to stretch out and massage your muscles. I have a tutorial on that on the channel, a foam roller video if you want to check that out. And I have a specific foam roller stretch for the calf. That might be it. I guess I don't know your whole story, so it'd be tough to diagnose the problem without knowing exactly how long you've been jumping for, and if you just started jumping, how often you're jumping, all that. It might just be a simple thing where you need to take some rest, because a lot of times when we first start exercising, we'll be wanting to get into it and it'll be tough to not to put it down. But the best thing you can do for yourself is to rest and let your body recover. So that might be it too. All right. We got 12 people out there. I think that I've been going for, had some technical difficulties in the beginning. So I was gonna stay on a little bit longer. But okay, Jimmy got a good question here. So yeah, I think, well, 3 rounds of skipping for each, so 9 minutes total with no break. I mean, that's gonna be okay for some people, and for some people it's not gonna be. If you just started jumping rope and you haven't been doing much exercise up until this point, then that might be a little bit too much. 3 minutes is a pretty long time. A break of a minute. Yeah, the break is good, but I mean, have you just started jumping rope? Have you are you just starting, or have you been jumping rope for a while, or how long have you been jumping? Because if you haven't been jumping for very long, okay, 5 months. All right. Yeah. You might just need to take a couple days off. It might be your stamina. It could be. I mean, if one of your calves is hurting, then you might just need to do a foam roller like I was saying earlier. Foam roller, stretch, and take a day off. So that's 9 minutes of jumping. And maybe you want to try different moves. Maybe the heel toe would be good. Maybe jumping on both feet would be good until you can get your calf healed up. And let's see, Luis, thank you for joining. Appreciate it. I think for boxing, I've never boxed before, so I'm not too sure. But some workouts that I read online is normally they'll start with 10 minutes of jump rope for a warm up, and then they'll go into their workout after that. So I think like 10 minutes of light jump rope, nothing crazy. It's just some light jump rope to get your body into the mode of working out. Whoa, Tic Tac, thanks a lot. I appreciate it. That's very generous of you. Thank you. I appreciate your support. You're one of the main, you're one of the people that's always coming by and commenting, so I really appreciate it. I'm glad you didn't miss the whole thing either. I'm staying on for a little bit longer because I had some technical difficulties in the beginning with my internet and my computer. I think it might be time to invest in a Google Mesh Wi-Fi or something like that. This house we moved into is a lot bigger than the one that we moved from a couple months ago. It's just there's a lot more area for the Wi-Fi to cover. Yeah, if you're still on, I see there's 13 people still on. Don't be shy. You can ask questions about jump rope, anything like that. Oh yeah, actually, you know what, Jimmy? That is actually, man, you made me think of something. You made me think of something that I hadn't thought about in a long time. Thank you for bringing up Mark Wahlberg in The Fighter. So I think you're talking about the scene in The Fighter where he's doing the double under crossovers. And the crazy thing about that is that he's not doing them the way that I would do them, and that I would consider to be the correct way. Which, and I'm really glad you brought that up because I hadn't thought about that for a really long time. Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, that's right. He's doing that move, and it looked it. And no disrespect to Mark Wahlberg. Obviously, he's had a lot of success in his life, and he's in really good shape. But the way he's doing them is not the right way. So I think that, yeah, I can probably I you know what? That's a great idea, Jimmy. I didn't even man, I hadn't even thought about that because I haven't seen that movie in like 2 years. So thanks for that. But what I would say is this: the way that Mark Wahlberg is doing the double under crossover in that movie is not good compared to the way that Jake Gyllenhaal is jumping rope in Southpaw. He's doing it like 90% correct. The only thing he's doing is kicking his feet up a little bit, which I don't recommend doing. But yeah, it's funny how there's such a big difference between what Mark Wahlberg is doing when you see actors that are out there, they're playing a part, especially two different boxing movies, and you see Jake Gyllenhaal is much more proficient with the jump rope than Mark Wahlberg is, at least at that specific moment, which is really funny. So thanks for bringing that up. I think that I will do a video on that in the future. Let's see. Luis, any ropes you could recommend? I mean, if you want to clarify what you're trying to achieve. I mean, are you trying to do the double unders, weighted ropes? If you want to clarify that, then I can probably give you a better answer on that. Tic Tac, do you think the wad prep cross rope is worth it if I already have the old Get Lean set? Yeah, I think it is. I think it is worth it just because that well, they're different. The ropes are different. They're made differently. The Get Lean ropes are a little bit more flexible and they're easier to move around. The wad prep ropes are speed ropes. They're like the speed LE ropes. They're the same thing. What I would say is, I mean, if you can buy the 2 ounce rope, 2 ounce wad prep attachment without having to buy the handles and without having to buy the 5 ounce rope, then I would say that the 2 ounce rope is probably worth getting, just so you can test your speed. But you said in the past that you had the bullet comp already, so it may not be worth it since you already have the bullet comp from Elite SRS. That's a double under rope, so that might fulfill the need that you would be fulfilling if you got the 2 ounce rope, if that makes sense. So I don't think that for you specifically, I don't know if that would if getting the wad prep would be such a great idea since you already have the bullet comp and since you already have the Get Lean set. Yeah, yeah. The 2 ounce rope is wad prep rope is good, but it's not anything special. It's not anything unlike any of the other double under ropes out there. I mean, it's a good rope, but it's not gonna give you anything else. I didn't know. Yeah, I haven't really been. Let's see, Luis. I'm sorry, man. Let's see. Any ropes for triple unders? Yeah, the best rope I've used for triple under so far is the cross rope bolt 1 ounce by far, the green one. So you buy the cross rope bolt, it's like $60, and you get the 3 ounce and the 1 ounce. And I have a tutorial, not tutorial review on the cross rope bolt on this channel. So check that out. I do triple unders in the beginning with the 1 ounce. So that's by far so far that's the best triple under rope I've used. I haven't seen anything about the Mike Tyson movie, but I'm sure if Jamie Foxx is playing anybody that he's gonna do a fantastic job. Jamie Foxx is probably one of the best actors of this generation. Him, Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks is probably my favorite actor ever, but Jamie Foxx is good. Edward Norton is another good one. I've never seen a bad performance by Edward Norton either. And those might be my top three. And I'm sure if Jamie Foxx is playing Mike Tyson, he'll do a great job like he always does. Thank you, Mom. I appreciate the super chat. Thank you so much. Let's see. 6'1" using a 9 foot Everlast. I think that the 9 feet might be a little bit too. That might be a little bit too short. You might need a 10 foot. If you, I would recommend measuring the rope using the rope measurement technique. As long as the rope handles come up to your shoulder when you're stepping on the rope, you should be fine. And if you go onto the channel and search the videos I have a tutorial on how to measure your rope correctly. But 9 feet sounds like it might be too short for 6'1", but I can't remember the sizing charts. I just know for me at my height, 8'6" is the recommended length. So 9 feet might work. I'm just not sure. But that's the one way to measure it. Oh, Johnson, thanks a lot. I appreciate it. Appreciate your support. It means a lot. Thank you, Tic Tac, Mom, Johnson. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. The channel can't get anywhere without people viewing and supporting, so I really appreciate it. And being on YouTube has caused me to think about things in a different way as far as when I get on a YouTube channel and I watch now, I make sure to watch the ad. Whenever I think about it, I make sure to watch the ad. I give it a thumbs up because people are out here. YouTube is a great way to get out there and share your message with people and to give back. And I mean, in the past, you had to have some kind of famous connections and stuff like that to be able to share your talent on a to such a wide audience. But now YouTube has made it so that anybody can get on and share their interests and their talent to try to help other people, and it's a great thing. And I mean, it does take a lot of energy, but it's a great thing to do. It's a great skill set to have, and it's always good to be able to give back. So I always try to do that when I watch other people's videos. I've mentioned a couple YouTube channels. I mentioned Strength Side, Josh from Strength Side. Whenever I watch his videos, I give it a like and try to watch it all the way through. He actually commented on one of my videos in the past, which is really cool because his channel is huge. He's got a lot of subscribers and everything like that. So I know that he doesn't need to comment on people's channels and stuff, but he does it anyway, which is really cool of him. So I try to support him like that. So being on YouTube, it kind of changes the way you look at other YouTubers, and it makes you want to help them out because you know what they're going through as far as editing, shooting the videos, and all that. So all that to say, I really appreciate the support. Thank you so much. I think I'm gonna stay on for probably another 5 minutes because, as I was saying earlier, I had some technical difficulties in the beginning, and I figured out that for the next one, I'll have to go to another part of the house and stream from my phone. But if you have any questions or anything like that, feel free to ask. Sorry, got switched my view up there a little bit. Yeah, I appreciate it, Jimmy. Yeah, one of the oh yeah, jump rope dudes. Yeah, I think that everybody who jumps rope knows about the jump rope dudes because they have a huge following, and rightly so. They put out a lot of good content, and they help a lot of people get in shape, and they help a lot of people lose weight through jump rope and their intermittent fasting and their nutrition programs. I mean, they've been at it for a long time, and I think they have somewhere like 600 videos on their channel. 600 videos, that's a lot. And those 600 videos that they have up on their channel, that that's not all. Those there's some of them that are live streams. So live streams are a little bit easier to do because you don't have to edit, you don't have to shoot, you just kind of do what I'm doing right now. But they have 600 edited and shot videos on their channel. That is a lot of work, and they have a huge portfolio of videos, and they put a ton of time and effort. So they, as far as I'm concerned, I mean, those guys get whatever they deserve as far as the success that they've had. They put a lot of time and effort. I know that because I do the same thing. I don't know either one of them personally, but I did watch a lot of their videos when I first started, I think that's how I heard of Crossrope because I know they have some kind of partnership with Crossrope. Yeah, definitely a good channel to watch to learn the basics of jump rope and to learn how you can make jump rope work for you. Yeah, they're pretty legit. Yeah, yeah, they were, and that was back. I think that was back when they were traveling around South America or something like that, and they were shooting videos out there, and then they changed to jump rope. And I think they transferred all of their Zen Dude videos over to their Jump Rope Dudes account and all that stuff. But yeah, those guys, like I said, I don't know them personally. I've never talked to them before. I don't know if I'll ever meet them. But as far as I know, I would endorse their channel. I mean, I'm not going to be jumping without a shirt on or anything like that. That's just not me. But they do it, and they all the success they have, they deserve it because they help a lot of people out, and that's what it's all about. It's all about helping people, and they help a lot of people stay in shape, and they put some good content out there. All right. Yeah, yeah, I would recommend nasal breathing. That's what I do. I do in through the nose, out through the mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth. That's what I do, and I've been doing that since I joined the army. I do it when I'm running, and yeah, that's what I do. So nasal, in through the nose, out through the mouth. That's what I would recommend to you. Yeah, I'm in the U.S. I'm in the U.S. That's where we're at, and I don't think I have a Canadian accent, but if I do, or if I sound like I'm from Canada, that'd be a first. That'd be a first for me. I appreciate it, Tic Tac. Thanks a lot. What I'm trying to do now is trying to build on it and try to keep going with what works and what doesn't work and all that, and trying to strip away what doesn't work. I think one of the best things I was talking about earlier, I think before you came onto the channel or before you came onto the video, was that there was one guy, I don't think he's on here now. He told me, he commented that the audio wasn't very good on one of the live workouts, and he was right. But he did it respectfully, and he did it, and it was good constructive criticism, and it helped me realize that I could use my phone now to do the live workouts and everything. So if there's anything on the channel that people don't think is very good, don't be shy. Please just let me know, because I probably would still be doing the live workouts and the live feeds from my computer if I think it's Caleb the musician hadn't said something. So I appreciate it. He was very respectful about it, and it was the way that feedback should be delivered, is in a respectful way, polite, but also telling the truth and straight to the point. So I really appreciate that. So if there is something on the channel that you don't like, be free to let me know, because a lot of times you can get more value from the things that people tell you aren't going right, so that you can fix it. Hey, Johnson, thanks a lot. Yeah, there's a lot of skipping is pretty popular. I think that's what they call it, what you call in the United Kingdom, skipping, I think, and that's what they call it in what you call it in the United Kingdom. And I think I have quite a few people on the channel from the UK, so I appreciate it. I'm into when I was younger, we lived in Europe and we traveled to London, which was nice, nice city. And then I played sports at we went to Lakenheath, RAF Lakenheath, to play basketball one time and got absolutely crushed by Lakenheath High School's team. That was yeah, that we got crushed big time. I'll always remember that though, going into that school getting absolutely killed by them in basketball. All right, I think that is all I have for today. I appreciate the support a lot. Thank you very much. I think that doing more of these live streams, probably these live question and answers, would probably be something that I do in the future. Some things that I'm working on, just to give you some ideas of where the channel's going. Right now, I'm working on the crosstroke freestyle LE review. Got to do some filming for that. I'm working on a. Hey, mom, you're welcome. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm working on a how to jump rope like Buddy Lee video. I mean, I'm nowhere near his level, but I can see how he does what he does. So I'm going to do that's been a requested video. Still going to be doing the live workouts, still coming with more jump rope reviews. I've been reaching out to try to do some partnerships with people who are manufacturing jump ropes. If they send me a rope, I'll do a review for them to just kind of get some networking going that way so that they can get exposure. I can get a rope and I can put a review out there for everybody. That's what I'm doing with Rhythm Rope right now, getting a review out for his rope here shortly. And also the Punk Rope, Freestyle Rope, getting a rope out there shortly, getting a review of that rope out there in the next month or so. Jimmy, thanks a lot. I appreciate it. So that's kind of where it's going. The main thing that I'm doing right now is just trying to keep putting out good content, focusing on the jump rope reviews, the 100% honest jump rope reviews that are free of conflict of interest, so that people have the right information, or they have good information, especially if they first started jumping rope or they're coming out and they don't really know what to do, what to look for. Everybody, I think that everybody on this planet has the right to be healthy and to be happy with their physical fitness, but you got to have the information to be able to do it. And I'm not saying I have all the information, but everyone should have at least have free access to this information so that they can make a choice to use it or not. So that's what I'm trying to do. So more reviews are coming. I'll try to get some more tutorials out there on different things, but that's kind of where it's going. And no, I have not built my own jump rope. That might be something I explore in the future, is coming with my own jump rope. But for now, my focus is on using other jump ropes and reviewing those ropes so that I can get the information out there so that people know what I think about this rope versus that rope and all the other ropes out there. So that's kind of the focus right now. Maybe my own jump rope might be something I do in the future, but right now, probably not going to go in that direction. Going to be focused more on reviewing jump ropes that are already out there. So that's a good question, though. All right, now I'm going to sign off. I appreciate your support. Thank you very much. Hope you have a great day. Stay safe, stay healthy, jump over to freedom. Peace out, everyone. Thanks a lot for your support.